think Afrobytes is key today. I spent 2 weeks in Paris, and within 2 weeks I've been invited in something like 5 events dedicated to Africa. So I believe Afrobytes could be a nice bridge to get together all these great initiatives everywhere. Very brilliant, very interesting. But if all these people could get together through Afrobytes, I think it could have a much bigger impact. This is one. Number two, I believe that Afrobytes is a very good way for people like me and many other people, entrepreneurs, who are thinking about a new Africa, to connect with investors, with potential advisors, potential clients, potential partners, and I think we really need this type of events because it could really make it big and put up the game about African tech and African tech with the rest of the world. I think that African diaspora is key for Africa. If you look at the money sent by African diaspora in Africa, it's more than the help that African countries get altogether. If you put all this together, it's more than that. So now I think the next challenge will be to be able to get this money, all right, and to help those people to invest in Africa, because the future is in Africa. But I think the diaspora has a very important role in Africa, and they are sending money. But maybe this money could be used differently to have a bigger impact and do much more than just sending money for the family, for their lives, etc. They can create jobs. They can help the different economies in Africa. And as we say also in French, l'union fait la force. So it really makes sense to me, definitely. I think there's a real revolution in Africa. If you look at the population is very young. And if you talk about young people, you talk about innovation, you talk about digital thing, you talk about generation Y or Z. So I think it's really key for the future, but we have to be careful on how we handle this. It should have an impact, definitely, on the different societies. But we have to think about the way we do that. But for sure, definitely, I believe, this is ongoing already, and we're just at the early beginning of what will happen next. One is funds. I think it's very difficult at the moment to convince healthy people to invest in startups in Africa. They prefer to invest in more sustainable, in their mind, industries, because this is brand new to them, and it's a matter of generation. So there are different generations. So the new generation is totally focused on this, and I think the potential is really huge because there are many geniuses everywhere in Africa, setting up startups that have a big impact on in their economy, but not enough at the moment. I think it could have a much bigger impact if they could, like in the States, like in France, like the UK, get money, get investors to invest in their company, to scale and to get bigger in Africa and abroad also. I think the best way for investors is to come to Africa. If they come to Africa, they will see how young people are using digital to solve issues they are facing, or their parents or their family are facing, and really they are genius really, because they are able to do with almost nothing. So if you support someone who's capable, who's able to do something, with almost nothing, if you give him a little bit, he will definitely do more. And there are many things happening now in Africa. There are more and more incubators, but not enough. From my perspective, they are not enough. But I think by the time this will be bigger and bigger. But the good thing for any investor now is they could go in any country in Africa. They can go in different incubators to see, okay, what's going on, what's the project, what's, what these guys need, what they want to do, so that they can talk directly to entrepreneurs and they can see where they could invest. But for sure, for me, the best thing is to go there, because there's like a kind of, let's say, frilosité, we say in French. So people are not very excited to go at the moment, because the image of Africa is not brilliant up to now. But now things are changing, and I believe Afrobytes will have a huge impact on this, because showing rich Africa, showing brilliant people setting up great startup will definitely have another impact on what's going on in Africa. And medias have an important role in that.